There are a lot of people that are going crazy about this last episode of Demon Slayer. But at the same time, there are a ton of people that are disappointed not only in the episode that just passed, but also the entire season. I personally thought that this last episode was kind of whack, especially because of how little we saw of Mitsuri and her fighting style. What's up, guys? My name is Manny. Welcome to my channel. Here we discuss everything anime and Jesus. I know it's a little weird, but we have a small growing community, so if you are new, consider subscribing. Alright, so here's the thing about Mitsuri and what people may not be picking up on, and the fact is that she is a very unique character compared to the rest of the cast in this season. And I say that she is unique not because she is a girl, but because she is the only Demon Slayer in this cast that is not just out for revenge. She has a very unique reason for joining the force. If you really think about it, Tanjiro got his family all killed by demons, right? So he has a reason for revenge. You have Genya, whose family was also killed by his mother, who got turned into a demon. So he's out for revenge. Muichiro had his brother killed by a demon, so he's also out for revenge. So out of the entire cast, the only one here that is not out for revenge is Mitsuri. And this all leads back to her past and how she was born with this unique strength that made her an outlier. And now for a long time, she was ashamed of the strength that she had. But eventually she realizes that this is not something to be ashamed of, but this is something that she could be using to help people. So she joins the Demon Slayer Corps in order to help people, to use her unique abilities to serve others. Look, and I'm not saying that the others are not there to help people, but I am saying that they have an underlying layer of revenge that also motivates them to be part of the Corp and to kill demons. And in this season, instead of fleshing out all of these unique attributes of Mitsuri, what we get is a bunch of fan service shots and some flashy scenes where, to be honest, like, they look kind of cool. You can't really tell everything that's happening, and at the same time, we don't even hear some of these things explained, or they don't even let us into her head to see, like, okay, why is she using this cat love technique, or why is she using this other love technique? It's all just kind of mashed together into this hot mess. To be honest, it's a really missed opportunity here because her breathing style is very unique from the others, where it is truly based on just strength. So a lot of what we're seeing is actually real, whereas a lot of the other attacks that we see with the fires and the lightnings and all these things, I mean, we're seeing it in the animation, but that's not really happening, right? Like, we don't see an explanation of why her sword is the way that it is, or how it bends, or how she is able to use it. And I mean, maybe one of the reasons that she's able to whip this thing around is because she's so strong that she can cause metal to bend. Not only that, but we could have seen some scenes where she is actually using her brute strength to fight this demon, and we don't see any of it. I truly think that in this season, it was just an overall missed opportunity to flesh out what appears to be a very unique character. You know, Mitsuri in a way reminds me of Moses, and for those of you who don't know who Moses is, that's the guy that parted the seas. And the reason why she reminds me of Moses is because Moses himself was also very shy, and he wasn't a confident man. When God first comes to him in a bush, in a burning bush, and tells him that he's going to liberate his people, he doesn't even want to do it. He's basically telling God, he's like, are you sure you mean me? Because I can't even speak. And by the way, for those of you that don't know, Moses actually had a stuttering problem. So for God to go to him and tell him, hey, you're going to be going in front of Pharaoh and telling him to let my people go, to him, it was just mind-blowing. He didn't see how he could do it. And yet God provides a way for him to be able to go up to Pharaoh and help Moses at the end of the day, when it was all said and done, lead his people out of Egypt, and thus overcoming all of this lack of confidence that Moses had. And I feel like in that same way, the authors could have fleshed out a lot of these things with Mitsuri, and it would have made for a much more compelling story. This is just one of the problems that I've had with this season, and I am going to be sharing some other things that I've noticed that are starting to lead me to think that Demon Slayer may be slowing down and it may actually become a little bit boring. Because let's face it, guys, at the end of the day, it's not just about the animation. I mean, it is a great piece of it. I mean, we watch anime for the animation and it's great, but if you have a crappy story underneath it, it's just not going to hit the same. You know, a lot of artists say, you know, you can take a piece of crap and you can put as much makeup as you want and you can add a bunch of shading and lighting, but at the end of the day, you're going to end up with a piece of crap, right? So in that same way, if you don't have a good basis, a good story, then it doesn't matter how much great animations you have telling this story, is still going to fall flat. And I think that this is the problem that a lot of fans of Demon Slayer, including myself, are having with this season. Alright guys, this is all that I had for you today. Let me know in the comments what you think. Am I off base here? What am I missing? As always, I just want to remind you that we must persevere.